Let's tuck you in with a story about a teenager who meets her future self on a mushroom trip. Nothing says sweet dreams like accidental time travel and emotional self-confrontation. Here we go. There once was a girl named Elliot who lived on a quiet farm where the nights were long and the stars never stopped staring back. She was 18, standing on the edge of everything: college, freedom, heartbreak, whatever adulthood was supposed to mean. Her brothers teased her for being dreamy, and her mother said she thought too much. Elliot suspected both were right. One summer night, she and her friends hiked to the lake to celebrate her birthday. They built a fire, passed around chocolate laced with mushrooms, and waited for the universe to blink. And blink it did. When Elliot wandered to the water's edge, the lake had turned to glass. From its reflection rose a woman, familiar eyes, older face, the same small scar on her chin. The woman smiled in that exhausted way adults do, like she'd been through every storm the girl hadn't yet seen. "Don't fall in love with the wrong boy," the woman said softly. "Which one's the wrong one?" Elliot asked. The woman laughed. "That's the problem." They talked for what felt like hours, about mistakes, about bravery, about how the heart heals slower than anyone admits. The older Elliot didn't tell her everything, just enough to remind her that the road ahead would be messy, but worth walking. By dawn, the woman faded back into the lake, leaving ripples that glowed like silver threads. Elliot returned to her friends, who were asleep beside the fire, dreaming ordinary dreams. She lay down, feeling both ancient and newborn. When the sun rose, the world looked unchanged, but Elliot knew better. Somewhere out there, a future version of her was rooting for the present one to get it right, or at least to keep trying. And that night, under the hum of insects and possibility, Elliot finally drifted off, half child, half woman, fully alive. Calls back to the quiet truth that growing up isn't about having all the answers. It's about learning to trust yourself enough to keep asking better questions. Elliot's strange, fleeting encounter with her older self isn't really about fate or time travel. It's about compassion. Seeing her future face to face teaches her that mistakes don't ruin us. They shape us, sanding away the fear until only honesty remains. By the time her summer fades, Elliot begins to understand that adulthood isn't a destination, but a long, uncertain conversation with who you're becoming. Sleep tight before your older self shows up with unsolicited advice.